Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Sunday stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend is treating you well, and welcome to yet another Sunday stream as we are going to be getting into some hot robot on robot action here in BTA, once again continuing our ongoing campaign. But I'm glad to see it, chat. It has been a long fucking week, and I'm glad to have it behind me. Glad to see you guys. Glad to be here with you to hang out for some more hot mech on mech action. And I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I had some stuff I was gonna talk about. You know, like I do. I usually cover some news here at the beginning of the stream, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I was cleaning up my desk yesterday after I got home from work, and I'm pretty sure I threw my list away. I don't have any idea what it was that I was gonna talk about now. Which is, I feel like a very on-brand thing for me to do. I don't know what possessed me to start cleaning my apartment as soon as I got home from work at midnight, but I got home and I realized that, like, my apartment was in a little bit of a state, and so I was just like, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit because I need to do it, and if I don't do it now, I'm probably not gonna do it later. And so I was like, well, I'll just do a little bit of cleaning, and then a little bit of cleaning turned into a lot of bit of cleaning, and yeah, so that's a thing that happened. That is, in fact, a thing that happened. So yeah, I have no idea what I was going to talk about. I had a whole list of points, like I typically do. But yeah, yep. Mega says, cleaning at midnight, isn't that a sign of bad mental health? Megas, I don't know if you know this. Bad mental health is kind of my thing, as well as bad physical health, I feel. With the whole not eating and the terrible sleeping schedule, and yeah, I mean, I feel like my physical and mental health are always at rock bottom, which is great because then it's like all I have to do is wake up in the morning and do some cardio, and I immediately feel like I've accomplished more than I'm ever going to accomplish in the rest of my life because I'm just like, I did a thing. So, you know, I guess when you set the bar low, it makes it really easy to impress yourself. In 2025, bad mental health is the norm. I mean, I would argue bad mental health has been the norm for probably the past 5 years. The pandemic kind of fucked everybody up in the head, and I don't think we as a society have ever fully recovered from that. Like, we're going outside again, but I think the damage that the pandemic did is still front and center. But anyway, chat. I'm not gonna get into all that. Again, it's mostly joking. I mean, trust me, I am not nearly in as bad a state as there are some other folks out there in the world. So I'm not gonna sit here and wax poetic about my problems because I know there's folks out there that have it a lot worse than I do. You know, I got a job, I got a place to live, I got food in my stomach. Well, sometimes I have food in my stomach. I don't right now at this moment, but you get what I mean. So it could definitely be worse. But anyway, chat, with that being said, I guess before we get started, I know this will be a record start for us, chat. But of course, I have to get the thankies out of the way before we get started with the hot robot on robot action. Wasteland Wonder says, thoughts on a Rainbow Six Vegas 2 run on realistic difficulty. Look here, Wasteland. Just because you got the bug for Rainbow Six Vegas 2 recently doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I suffered through Rainbow Six Vegas 2 years ago on the PS3, but PS3? Was it was it PS? I feel like it was PS3 that came out on. Anyway, I suffered through that on realistic difficulty back on the console. So, yeah, no, I did my time. Thank you very much. I gave it the office. I'm good. No, thank you. I am not here to suffer. Only Miller is here to suffer, as we have well discussed. But speaking of the Inner Sphere chat, when the thank yous out of the way, it is time. It is time to get to the Argo, chat, and it is time to make sure that we make some money. See bills. Chat, that's what it's all about, at least in the life of a mercenary company. So let me unmute the game so you can actually hear it. And then here we go, over to the Argo. There we go. Streamlabs had a little hiccup, but here we are. We are back. We are back. In the Argo, in the Inner Sphere, with the TENORI Tigers. I guess V2 is the best way to put it. But yeah, we've got, we're recovering. We had to add some names to the memorial wall in the last stream. We've got some pilots that are recovering from injuries. We're trying to put one of our urban mechs back together. Now, to be fair, what we did last time around, for those of you that were not here, we are basically turning the Urbies that we have left into mortar platforms. And the reason that I'm doing that is because we now have multiple light mechs that are very, very fast. And the issue is that our urban mechs are not making it into combat. So essentially, I'm going to use the scouts, or use the light mechs as scouts, and then use the urban mechs as artillery support via the mortars. So that is the plan going forward. How effective it ends up being remains to be seen. Aside from that, we did also bring in a few new pilots last time around. I don't remember who all it was. I know we brought in Mythion, and who was the other one? Was it? I think it was Vio that we brought in as well. And then we've got Wasteland and Erst also being added to the company on the last stream. So we've got some new faces, we've got some new mechs, and so it is time to get to some new missions, chat. So let's head to the command center and see what kind of jobs we got lined up. Most of the porn games are slop made to profit off people wanting a flog to log. I mean, you're not wrong, Wasteland Wanderer. I'm gonna say, look, and some of you are gonna know what I'm talking about. The short version is, I have a history with that side of the gaming industry. And I will say that by and large, porn games are slop meant to make money. Because when people are horny, they're gonna do dumb shit like spend money on worthless ass games. There's a reason that, I mean, if you go on Steam right now, you can find, shit, I don't know, probably 100 visual novels that are all in the Sakura franchise, and all of them take less than a couple of hours to complete, and is basically just 2 or 3 CGs with some variations. Like, very low effort stuff, but there are companies that crank it out at a very steady rate, and that's a company, I'm not blasting them or anything, but that specific developer is at least a company that has their own on-staff artists, and they're doing their own work. Now you're seeing a lot of AI stuff, where you've got people that are writing the script with AI, making the art with AI, you know, composing the music with AI, and then just shoving this shit out there. Like, for all the stuff that the Sakura folks make, they're only charging like $3 or $4 for each visual novel. So, like, they're expecting you to get one wank out of that game, and then you're never gonna touch it again. And so, like, that's the majority of the market. Now, don't get me wrong. I have seen some outstanding stories in Japanese visual novels. But they are the exception and not the rule. There are actually a lot of, like, mangaka and light novel writers that got their start in eroge and then moved on, and once they got their writing chops built up writing visual novels, they went on to do more, I guess, air quotes, legitimate work. I mean, personally, I consider work in the adult industry to be just as legitimate as anything else, but you get the idea. So yeah, there's a lot of slop out there, and it's hard to find the good stuff. And by good stuff, I don't just mean the sex scenes. I also mean, like, in terms of writing. Yes, I know, I'm sitting here talking about I read Playboy for the articles. If you know, you know. For those of you that want to know more, I promise, the Hot Maria lore is out there. You can look it up. It's just... Anyway. Fate Night originally was a porn game because the creators didn't think they'd sell it without the sex scenes. No, I agree. Famously, Fate as a franchise started out as visual novels because they didn't think they could sell that story or that franchise without it. And now it's a billion-dollar franchise with multiple mobile games, multiple animated series. So, like, it's... That's kind of the rags to riches story when it comes to visual novels. And especially after the success of Fate as a franchise, you had a lot of people getting into, like, the visual novel game in Japan because they wanted to take that pipeline too. They were like, well, if we write a really good story and make a really good franchise and build, like, a really cool world, then maybe somebody will pick us up for legitimate work as well. Yeah. There was some good and there was some bad that came with it. I'll simply say there's another franchise out there about ninjas, and I'm not going to say more than that. If you know, you know. There's another series out there about ninjas that has not left its hardcore roots behind, but at the same time occasionally tries to go off on, like, PG-13 tangents in the franchise that never seem to work. Because I feel like everybody that's a fan of that particular franchise, again, if you know, you know, everybody that's a fan of that franchise is not a fan of the franchise because of the lore or the world building, but they just happen to put a lot of effort into it, and I kind of feel bad for the writers. Perfectly. Wearing orange construction outfits. No. Scarlet Fame. No. Not orange. Well, I mean, there are some characters in the franchise that wear orange, but not construction outfits. I'll say that much. Anyway, porn tangent aside, we gotta pick a mission, chat. Good lord. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. That's the one. Famously hardcore pornography franchise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Megas, I don't know where you're picking up your TMNT content, but please don't share it with the rest of us. I feel like we would be traumatized. And Dark Nays gifting a sub to large. Chad, am I gonna say a thing? Large Peepo? Or Large Pippo? I'm not... Listen. Is that a naughty thing? And did I just say a thing? Listen, you know what? I'm just... Dark Nays, thank you for the gift sub. And Large Pippo, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Hey boss, April O'Neil was a great reason to watch the shows. She was... But not for those reasons, Lord Rensis. Get your head out of the gutter. That came after. Believe it or not, she was extremely modest in the early days. Anyway. Large Peepo happy. Perhaps. But that's a different Peepo, though. I mean, I think it's a different... Maybe it's not a different Peep. Chat, listen, we're moving on. Missions. Chat, let's see. We got an escort. We're not doing an escort. We got a defend base in the Badlands. I think we could handle that. We got a capture base in a Martian environment. Badlands and Martian environments both I don't particularly like because we're running a very energy heavy lance right now, and energy weapons are not going to do well in a hot environment. So maybe that's not the best idea, but we got to get work while we're here. And then we have a capture base in a polar region, which will definitely work to our advantage. I'm kind of leaning in this direction, so let's see. A Davian family lost a large area of land on Brockway thanks to dubious legal maneuvering by mercenaries agents. Okay, so we're fighting mercenaries. This land includes an important ancestral military base. We need this base taken back from the mercenaries and held until this can be sorted out. And let's see, we got Dark Naze gifting a sub once again, this time to Wolf Warrior 007 and Kujot 2. Dark Naze, thank you for the gifted subs. And Wolf Warrior and Kujot, welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions. I recognize both of you, so glad to have you back, and hopefully you will enjoy your stay here with the donkeys. Funnily enough, it was an older game in this same setting that taught me to loathe video game escort missions. I mean, escort missions in general just suck. Like, from a game design perspective, escort missions suck because they remove agency from the player, and they tie the player's success to an element that more often than not is not within their control. And especially in a game like Battletech 2018, where it's a tactical/strategy game, and success involves moving your pieces very precisely and making sure, you know, that your facing is correct, that you're making the right shots at the right enemies. Like, it's a very, like, turn-by-turn game, and your success depends on you doing the right things on your turn. And then in an escort mission, it's just like, and then here's these dumbasses that have paper-thin armor. They're just gonna do whatever the fuck they want, and you have to throw yourself between them and the bullets. And yeah, it's not a great fit. It's not a great fit. Anyway, I think we're going to do this one, chat. We're going to capture a base in a polar region. We're going to be fighting some mercenaries. So, I mean, I was going to take max salvage anyway, but taking max salvage against mercenaries is usually a great idea because mercenaries have a lot of interesting stuff that you may not necessarily always have access to. So, let's get started. You're thinking of vanilla, you have full control over all escorted units and BTA. You didn't used to, though, Erst. That's why I hated escort missions. I mean, they may have since changed it so that you can actually control the escorts, but once upon a time, you didn't have the ability to do that. Let me see, what do we got? I mean, we've already got our lance put together. The only problem is Megas doesn't have an Irby, so maybe we wait? Maybe we wait. I think we wait for our other mortar Irby. It's gonna take us a week, but we've got some time before the financial report comes due. Uh-oh. Grover Shraplin named Taurian Protector. Taurus, Taurian Concordant. After nearly 2 months of deliberations, the Taurian Concordant's Privy Council has selected Grover Shraplin. I don't know who that is. Alright. As the new protector of the realm, this decision comes after the previous protector, Jeffrey Calderon. Oh, this is fanfic stuff. Alright. Would you like to know more? Sure. Go ahead and put the thing on there. Why not? I mean, look. I've said my piece about the fanfic in BTA. That said, at least they're going the extra mile to put the stuff in there if you can. I don't, but at least they're putting the information in there for those people that actually want to get invested in it. Anyway, let's wait for our Irby here. The Winds of Chance. As you relax in a bar after a hard day's work, you feel eyes on the back of your head and turn to see the bartender pointing your crew out to a woman. Despite her dangerous eyes, you put a hand out, restraining Darius from challenging her as she approaches. Whatever she's here for doesn't seem like trouble, at least not the immediate sort. Are you Commander Boss? I mean, Boss would have been fine, but yes. I heard rumors that you've been taking jobs for a certain lady. She watches you all glance at each other, seeming to take that as enough confirmation to carry on. Aether, Mechwar, Arano National Guard. Or, I'm sorry, Arano Royal Guard. My brain went somewhere else. Well, that and 33rd Planetary Guard, Weldry. She scratches the back of her head, seeming embarrassed about that particular posting. You vaguely recognize her now that she mentions the Royal Guard. You saw her face hanging around Raju. Oh, is this... I feel like this is a vanilla thing that just popped up, and I don't... Like, normally, I don't normally take people from events. Chad, is this like a superpowered person? Or is this like just a random mech warrior? I thought you turned off Ronan. I did. Well, okay, Ronan don't show up in the hiring hall, but they can still potentially show up. Not sure if OP... I was gonna say, we'll take them, and then if they are like an OP Ronin, then I'll fire them. We'll do that. Welcome aboard. We can always use volunteers for at least the next 10 minutes. If we don't like you, we're sending you out the airlock. After you exchange pleasantries, you ponder the logistics of keeping her and Kamea apart. Yeah, again, this is vanilla stuff. Yeah. Continue. That mean we can find Timberwolves? Can and have. As I recall, in the previous campaign, we had, what, 3 or 4 of the Mad Cats? By the end of the campaign? Like, we had one that was just all missiles, and then one that was all lasers. And, like, we were doing some really goofy stuff with how many Mad Cats we had in the Mech Bay at the end of the campaign. Alright, let's head to the barracks and have a look at this person.
Yeah?
Okay, so I feel like this is probably a... Yeah, this is a Kickstarter person. Got it. Let's see, what do you got? I mean, their skills are already pretty high. So, probably we're sending you out the airlock. Sorry, you don't fit the criteria. Anybody with skills over 5 does not get hired in this company, chat. You gotta earn your stripes. You gotta earn your stripes. Anyway, we gotta get back to the Argo. One more day. There we go.
That job you asked for, Commander.
I guess, I mean, I know we were looking at engineering projects, but I feel like we're spending all this time and we're kind of wasting it because I could be doing upgrades. Let me see. Repair scaffolding is going to take 20 days. Refit harness is also going to take 20 days. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the docket because repairing our mechs faster is absolutely a thing that we need to do. In the meantime, back to the command center. Back to the command center. We are doing contested will. We're taking max salvage against mercenaries. And then, now that we've actually got everything in place, we can go ahead and go into the mission. Unfortunately, Crappy is currently out of commission, so we're not able to take any of our battle armor, but we are still going to take the APC. So, yeah. I think we go with what we got, chat. Could have thrown them the battle armor? Negative. Negative. It's Timberwolf. Listen, Dave. We're not clanners here. It's a Mad Cat. Now, if you want to spout that clanner propaganda, that's entirely up to you. But in this house, we call it a Mad Cat, young man. Viper says, if I was going to make a crossover between Battletech and Armored Core, I would say that the ablative armor on Battlenecks means that they can, on average, take more hits than an Armored Core, and they could have more weapons at their disposal. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole point... honestly, Battletech and Armored Core are kind of apples and oranges in terms of like the combat system. Because battle mechs in the Battletech setting are meant to just be these giant bricks of metal and weapons. Whereas in Armored Core, like a battle mech in Battletech is meant to be part of a larger force. A single battle mech in general has a lot of vulnerabilities and is not a end-all, be-all piece of equipment. Whereas in Armored Core, it's the exact opposite. Where the Armored Cores are meant to be this, like, piece of super technology. Obviously, you send in one person in one machine, and they can take out entire armies or destroy entire planets. So, like, not really the same thing. I mean, if we're talking in terms of, like, scale and firepower, while a battle mech may have more individual weapons and more armor in the Battletech setting, those count for a lot less given the scale of the setting itself. You should play Armored Core Metal Wolf Chaos for next Independent Day. Urs, I don't know if you know this, but those are two completely different games. Metal Wolf Chaos, though, is, in fact, the most American game ever developed by a Japanese studio. Alright, Chad, let's get into this mission.
Command interface initiated.
Let's see. Harlock's Warriors, alright? And his name is Danger. Well, at least his name isn't Mustard. I mean... We've gotten some pretty goofy names up to this point. Alright, we'll send up our scout mechs.
Moving out.
And let them kind of figure out what's going on here. We are doing the Owens, also known as Jenner 2C. I mean, it's not technically a Jenner 2C, but it might as well be.
10-4.
I mean, this is said, Chad.
Location confirmed.
The Awesome is faster than the Urban mech. That's very sad. We need to careful maneuvers. Because we're stuck on the mountain here.
We'll go.
I'm rolling.
We're gonna take it slow, use cover, because I don't know what we're running up against. Metal Wolf Chaos is, in fact, an Armored Core game. I mean, I don't think that Urs is saying that Metal Wolf Chaos is literally an Armored Core franchise game. I think he's pointing to the fact that in terms of, like, how the game plays and the theme of the game, they are basically the same thing. Like, for all intents and purposes, Metal Wolf Chaos is basically an Armored Core game in all but name.
Move order received. Acknowledge.
Get magic pixel. There we go.
No sweat.
Got it.
Did anyone ever play Mech Assault Phantom War on the 3DS? I didn't even know that was a thing. So no. I mean, I'm just saying, Metal Wolf Chaos was basically the America Fuck Yeah song from Team America before Team America was even a thing. Watch for enemy reinforcements. I mean, there's always going to be reinforcements, Darius. It's not whether or not there's going to be reinforcements. It's how many lances are they going to drop on us? before we kill enough
On
of
my
them
way.
to make them stop.
On my way.
Is this going to be the thing where we have to actually go inside the radius of the base and then they suddenly come out of the woodwork?
I got you.
Moving to position.
Affirmative.
If that's the case, then what I may
Roger that,
do
Commander.
is I'll put the Urbies on the hill and then we'll just
Moving out.
we'll have to wait because I'm not. What I don't want to do
confirmed.
is wait for the Urbies to get all the way up to the base because that's bad juju. Let me see. We'll just get right outside the
Copy that,
zone,
Commander.
and then we can immediately get into the
Location
zone when we
confirmed.
need to. It says pacify the area around the base, but we're not picking up any sensor contacts, so they're either stealthed out or
Roger that.
they just haven't spawned in yet.
Affirmative,
It's
Commander.
hard to know which.
Moving out.
Darius, reinforcements incoming, and then the hills come alive with the sound of atlases. I mean, we're fighting Davian, not Steiner, but I get your point. Kind of want a tow cart for Urbies, have the awesome pull it like a giant oven. I mean, if it was up to me, I would just have, like, because the awesome already has the one big claw, you could, theoretically, just have it pick up an Urbie in the claw and carry it like a football. I would absolutely throw an Urbie like a football before anybody asks.
Roger that. Digging in. Copy that.
I've got
Oh,
eyes
well,
on hostile reinforcements.
There we go. Where are they
Heading
at?
your way.
Okay, so they're down in the valley. Got it.
Confirmed.
I mean, I think
I'm rolling.
because our stealth boys are up front, we can use that to our advantage. Okay, we got an unknown mech. Give
Receiving
me the other stealth boy. Not to
Going
be
in.
confused with the Fallout gadget of the same name. And still have not made
Commander?
contact. Alright, Erst. It's time for you to go in guns blazing. Or lasers blazing. Blazers. So I was trying to do a thing with that. I regret nothing.
Copy that.
Let's see what we
Full
got.
speed.
We got another Owens. We got a spider. And we got a... Oh, gross. A javelin? Okay, so... I was hoping that fighting against mercenaries would give us some decent salvage. Yeah, that was not the case at all. Sadly, even though our line of sight is obstructed on the javelin, we have better chances to hit because the javelin hasn't actually moved. So I'm gonna take the shots on the jav.
Confirmed.
And we already punched the armor. Good lord.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Erst out here already getting ready to take names.
Quick stepping it.
Can I was gonna say, we're not in range with the mortars. We still got a ways to go yet. Worst case scenario, I can have our guys pull
What can I
back
do for you?
and bring them into
Got it.
range of the
Max
mortars.
speed, no shooting.
Listen, the less said about the javelin, the better. I mean, when you say its
Commander?
name out loud, you give it power, so it's
Copy
better to
that.
just ignore it.
Standing by. Going full throttle.
It's go time.
Jats are decent. Strong disagree, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Why is the Urbie... Oh, no, it's... Okay. I was like, why is the urban mech first in the initiative? And it was like, it's
Going turbo.
not. But we're in range for the direct fire, so I'm actually okay with putting the hurt on these boys. Give them the guided ammo.
Time to die.
At least now, the urban mechs can be a credit to the team. Just because you use them wrong doesn't mean it's bad.
Skipper.
I'll see your point and raise you a fuck you. How about that? Best I can do is kiss my ass.
Roger, Skipper. Taking it.
Alright, let's see. Point blank. I mean, we got a lot of 90s in there, but we might as well precise strike it. There we go. Now it's all 90s.
Fun time.
Burn him down. There goes the arm. Lord Renza says, Boss, any words for some of the TENORI tires who are about to fall into a space-time anomaly and find themselves in the Lancer universe soon? Don't tease the NHPs too much? That would be, you know... I, for one, welcome our AI eldritch space god overlords.
Orders.
That's what I would say for the folks that are going to get invested in Lancer. I love Lancer, by the way. I don't play it anymore, but I love it.
Piece of cake.
Outstanding setting, outstanding game system. Fight me. Spider's already hurt, so I'm gonna continue picking on the spider.
Yes, Commander.
And Ernst, since you've got speed for days, I guess I'll let you get in here behind this, behind this javelin
Understood.
and
Moving
continue to
fast.
pick on him.
On it.
Right in the rear armor.
Yup.
You know, the other good thing about all these scout mechs that we have is that they also have, like, we have a lot of tags. And as a direct result of that, we end up in situations where we're getting massive extra bonuses
Target.
to hit because of all the tags that we're hitting with them. So, it's...
My pregnant old mama can hit harder than that.
That's probably the most redneck thing I've ever heard somebody say in Battletech.
Yes, Commander.
I don't even remember what I was going to say now. I've just... My brain has been completely
Here we
knocked off
go.
track. I don't know... Yeah, I got nothing. I know I was on something and then just, nope, it's gone. Bro, yeah, no, really. Space Redneck stun-locked me, absolutely. Do I? Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think I have any other ammo, but...
Engaging with target. Let's get this done, folks.
Oh, and we got a headshot? Nice.
Solid connection on that one.
Hot damn. Let's do this.
The javelin is... Oh, it's an LRM javelin. Okay, alright. That's why he's hanging in the back. That is not the configuration I would have
I hear
gone
ya.
with, but hey, you know what? To each their own. You know what? I'm just gonna walk.
Got it.
Because at this point, there's not really a point in us going all out on the sprint. We don't really need it. So give me precise strike, and then let's see. Okay, 21%, and we can't even hit you. I'll go for 38%. It's all good.
Right, Commander.
I distinctly remember a Seif voice that was very redneck, or was that a Bostonian accent? It could have been either or. I mean, to be fair, they did have a
Taking
lot of
minimal
fun with the
damage.
voice packs and Helldivers too, so it could have gone either way. Alright, let's see.
Ready to rock.
CVX, you're ready to go. Trying to figure out the best way to get you mobility. We want high evasion always. I mean, 6 evasion isn't bad, but maybe we sprint down here and pick on the Owens along with Erst. Or, I'm sorry, the Javelin. Just shotgun some lasers in his direction.
Now let's see how you handle this.
And there goes that arm. Wait, is that... I feel like we already
Like
blew
that?
off the other arm. Or was that a different mech? Nah, it was a different mech. Different mech.
Commander.
Vio, I mean, 6 evasion ain't bad. Go ahead and run up on this
Okay.
spider for me.
Full speed it is.
And then, we're gonna overheat a little bit. That's okay. Let's... If I drop a medium laser, that gets us under. Nice.
Firing an enemy 6. Go time.
And he's toast. Engine destroyed.
Hostile eliminated.
Pilot incapacitated. Yeah, we just melted that guy.
Good to go.
I mean, I'm a little bit concerned because these guys are all in light mechs, but they're just... Like, they're not moving at the speed that a light mech should be moving at. Like, if you're in anything under 50 tons, speed is your lifeline. And if you choose not to move fast, you're gonna die. And, like, none of these guys are moving fast. This is possibly the worst mercenary company of all time.
What are your orders?
And I'm saying that as somebody who, if that statement were true, would be running the 2nd worst mercenary company of all time.
I got you.
Alright, there we go. Who's up next?
Awaiting orders.
Wasteland, who still hasn't really gotten a chance to do anything yet. But now they can get in here with some medium lasers.
Copy that.
Yeah, that's okay. 1 hit's better than nothing. Spider is a death trap. No ejections. Heat is such an insane design choice. Don't get hit. Agreed, Erst. I mean, that's kind of the... Like, look. A spider should be constantly moving, and when the spider dies, or the pilot gets exploded in the cockpit, it's usually because they stopped. I'm just saying, speed is life in a light mech. And these guys are just not moving
Moving to position.
the way that they need to be moving to survive in a light mech. As evidenced by the fact that I've got over 50% chance to hit with all of my rifles. These are the crappiest ballistics in the game, and I'm having no trouble hitting them with them.
Target acquired.
Which is very
yeah.
sad. For
Get
them,
on now.
anyway. AMS putting in some work. Only hit 3 of them, though. That's not great.
Waiting on you, Commander.
But it's not the end of the world. We'll just continue to drop guided mortar shells on top of this Owens for as long as he continues to stand there. I mean, if he's just gonna let us sit there and pile on the damage, I'm not gonna say no. Let me see. CVX, you're up next. We'll do a 4 evasion move, because I got a feeling we're gonna wrap up this turn pretty quickly.
Copy that.
Was trying to get a little more accuracy, did not play out
What
the
can I
way
do
that I
you for?
envisioned. That's only a charge, so let's just sprint down here,
No problem.
and we'll turn off this medium laser. Oh yeah, we're gonna need to... Tell you what. I'm just gonna have him wait it out, because Vio's getting a little hot right now.
Waiting for orders.
He's getting a little spicy. So I'm gonna go ahead and have him cool down a little bit. In the meantime, we can get 6 evasion behind this
All of that.
javelin. And just melt his rear armor. And there we go. That's another one down. Currently have an
Open
assassin as my LRM boat in MechWarrior 5 Mercs, my first play of the game. It's got 4 LRM5s. It's not a bad starting mech. I personally don't like LRMs in MechWarrior 5 because of the lock-on requirement. Like, I understand the point of the lock-on requirement because, you know, obviously if you're going to indirect fire, you need to lock on. But I still think you should be able to direct fire the LRMs without a lock-on, and the game, at least by default, as far as I'm aware, does not let you do that. So I'm not a huge fan of LRMs because of that. LRM5s are good for one thing, and that's knocking out light helos. I mean, considering that half the enemies in the vanilla game are helicopters, that's not a downside.
Ready to rock.
All right, let's we'll just continue to advance and continue to drop mortar rounds on this Owens, since he's the only one left now. And well, spoke too soon. All right, what are you dumping off on me here? We just need to occupy the fortress. Okay, I can do that.
Aye, aye.
Okay, maybe I can't do that. I thought Wasteland would be able to get in there close enough, but was not in fact the case.
What's up, boss? On the move. Full speed.
Oh, I guess this is a friendly dropship?
Receiving you. Roger.
Roger that, Commander.
Since we're getting the free move.
Move into position. Affirmative, Commander.
Yeah,
Mission
okay,
successful.
that was actually a whole lot easier than I expected. A whole lot easier than I expected. That's our leopard. No, it's not our leopard. That was the Davian leopard. Which I guess makes sense, since we were fighting mercenaries, and I don't think that the leopard would come down to pick up 3 corpses in twisted hunks of metal. So, you would think that if the mercenaries still had the leopard in orbit, they would not be coming down. I'm gonna be honest with you though, Chad, look at this. Again, almost 300k as a bonus for not damaging any of the buildings. Like, I'm starting to like these capture base missions because we get a bunch of salvage, but then they give us a shitload of money for not blowing everything up too. It's weird. It's almost like not going in and leveling entire bases is a good thing. My brain still rejects the concept, though. Yeah, no injuries. Honestly, we barely even took any damage. Like, I think the APC is the only thing that actually took damage. Well, we did not get nearly as much salvage as I was hoping. Although we can build another Owens. Those mercs were fucking dog shit. Yeah, they really were. Because I get 15 picks, and there's not even 15 parts here. So, yeah. I mean, you're gonna give me everything anyway. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I guess we have another Owens now. Good to know. Sometimes you get milk runs. I mean, this is true, Jeff Boa, but at the same time, like, I took mech salvage against mercenaries because I was hoping to get some good kit. And then it was 3 busted ass light mechs and that was it. And I'm like, well,